Good afternoon and welcome to the February meeting of the Martinsburg City Club. Our next meeting is Wednesday, March 21st. If you're not on our email list and you want to be notified of the meeting, there's a list up at the registration desk where you can add your email. Today's speaker is Randy Lewis, who's the Executive Director of Main Street Martinsburg. He's agreed to talk to us today about Main Street's mission, its vision for downtown, and some of the projects that it's got underway to work on improving and adding to Martinsburg's downtown. Randy's been in town for a while as a businessman and now working with Main Street, and I'd like you to welcome Randy Lewis. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank Jeff for inviting me to City Club. I have been participating in City Club. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I have a loud voice. Unfortunately, I'm not an effective speaker because last month we had 30 people and today we only have a couple, so, you know, sorry about that, Jeff. But before I get started, I want to do some trivia questions about Main Street to see if we're on the right track and if you know what's going on. So who could tell me the first Main Street director?
Adam Stevens.
Adam Stevens.
Jeff, somebody.
No. I have a couple board members here, so I know you know them. No. First director of Main Street.
He already told me and I already forgot.
Mayor, I guess you can.
What year was that?
Well, that's my next question.
1992, that I know.
Okay. Nobody knows?
Vic Roberts?
No. She was a woman.
Was that Jane?
She was assistant, so yes. Jane Hurst was the assistant. Okay. Barbara Zimmerman, if you all know who Barbara Zimmerman was. Her husband was Chip Zimmerman, and actually was affiliated with the City Hospital. So, Belinda, since you did half right, I'll give you a box of chocolates from the Florries.
Oh wait, you didn't say there was going to be chocolate.
Yes.
Well, I'd have been Googling on my phone this whole time.
Well, Google away. The next trivia question is, what is Main Street's largest and continuous event? Who said Bike Night first?
I don't want a prize.
Do you want a prize? Why not? It's candy, it's chocolates. Okay. Yes, Bike Night. Bike Night is actually going on our 10th year this year of events. And the last question is, when did Main Street Martinsburg get started?
1992. No, we were listening back. 2001. Oh, are you talking about the Main Street here or
Main Street Martinsburg?
Over.
No. Main Street Martinsburg. You're close.
Huh? For what?
You're close to 1992. 93. Who said that?
I added one.
You added one. We got started in 1993. We started our accreditation in 1992, but we really became designated in 1993 with people that actually had the vision and the leadership to start Main Street Martinsburg. But Main Street Associations actually got started through the National Trust for Historic Preservation back in the 80s, where that time, you know, the sprawl was going on with the strip centers, the malls, and people were moving out of downtowns into those strip centers and malls. And that's why the National Trust started to think, you know, we really need to bring people back into downtowns. So we're going to start this association called Main Street. So Main Street's been existed since in the 80s. So far to this year, we have over 2,000 Main Street communities nationwide. West Virginia makes up 12 Main Street communities in West Virginia, so we're part of that 12. We are probably the third oldest Main Street community in West Virginia. I know Parkersburg beginning years started as Main Street Association, and they got dissolved. And Morgantown is celebrating their 25th this year, so we're right behind them as well. But we've had a few directors throughout the years of Main Street Martinsburg, and we've had some great board members and volunteers. And as Main Street Martinsburg, you know, we're a volunteer-driven organization, so, you know, I commend my volunteers, their dedication, their leadership. Last year, West Virginia actually had 30,000 volunteer hours, and we made up 10% of that. So we actually brought in 3,000 volunteer hours for just our little organization in downtown Martinsburg. And you can see on the green paper, there's our accomplishments for 2011. I'm not going to go over all those activities, but that's what we really do, is all those activities in downtown. Our mission is to promote and enhance the downtown area to the district, to the business, through all of these committees. We have a 4-committee approach, which you can see on that other work plan. And by the way, we have lots of work plans. Each chairman has work plans with their committees. And we have various committees with volunteers that actually are passionate about what they are wanting to do. We have a design committee that actually looks at the beautification of downtown, the physical image of downtown. We work on the hanging baskets, the Adopt a Planner beautification project, the banners, the facades of the buildings. And then we have our organization committee, which actually tries to bring in the fundraising money aspects, the big events like Bike Night and Chili Cook-Off. And this year, we're happy and excited to have our Chocolate Fest and Book Fair, which we're partnering with Blue Ridge Community Technical College this year in April 28th. So save the date for that. But we also have promotions committee, and I think that's where most of our public sees what we're doing, is because that's a lot of promotions. That's where you have the Scarecrow Project, the Snowman Project, the Chili Cook-Off, all the activities that actually are involved in downtown the first Saturdays. And this year we're very happy to have, since we want to utilize that beautiful town square that the city of Martinsburg has gotten for us, and we're going to do Fridays at 5, which is exciting to have in downtown Martinsburg. Because of the south and north lawns, the greens, were able to bring people downtown and listen to music from 5 to 7 after work on Fridays. 9 consecutive Fridays, we're going to have music from local musicians. We're also going to have wine and beer there for people to actually entertain while listening to the music. I went to City Council last week, and City Council and the members graciously approved that. So it's just a small part of revitalizing a downtown, because we want to make a lifestyle. We want to make something exciting and happy that's going on in downtown. Our last committee we work on is our ER committee, Economic Restructuring. And today, Laura Gasser is our ER chairman, but she couldn't be here because her mother-in-law is very ill and is dying as we speak, so she's in Florida. But that committee is working hard and working and trying to bring up to par with our property owners. You know, in downtown Martinsburg, we have some challenges, but we also have people. We have property owners. We have 3 different types of property owners. We have the property owners that actually has very nice property, that actually met their codes, have done what they are told to do, but they want full price for their rental property. And sometimes in this day and age and the way the economy is, it's tough to really try to get top dollar for your business or for your space. And then we have that middle property owner that has done mostly everything, but it's, you know, the building is still somewhat not great, but yet he's bringing in people for that business. And then we have property owners that are somewhat greedy. They really don't care. They just get anybody in there, and they can just come as they go, and then within 2 or 3 months they're out of business. They really didn't want to work or have a business plan. You know, when people come to our office, we want to say first, do you have a business plan? And I suggest to go and see Small Business Development Center, Nancy or Chris Lumberg, Nancy Ferner and Chris Lumberg. They do an excellent job on promoting and trying to help a business start with a work plan. You know, we can we really can't wave a magic wand and say, oh, downtown would be beautiful with all kinds of businesses. And, you know, we know what we want, but sometimes it's difficult to work with property owners to try to get what we were wanting to get into those businesses. But it's coming along. We've really been working well with partnerships. We're starting to have a property owner meeting so we can actually sit down with the property owners and say, okay, what do you really want from us? What can we need? I mean, we're just the middleman. We're not the person that actually will recruit a business in downtown, but we will help that business to find the best location. We'll hook them up with the property owner, and we'll also help them get started in business with their ribbon cutting, which through our ER committee, promoting, because that's our mission, is really to promote and enhance the downtown business district. So, you know, do we have empty storefronts? Yes, we do. But, you know, we've been very innovative and very encouraging to work with the Art Center, Art Berkeley, and getting artwork in those buildings and getting something, other organizations that actually want to make awareness of their organization. So, you know, if you have an empty storefront, property owners are helping us out that they do want that now. So we are working with them so we can encourage other organizations to come in and set up their display in empty stores so it doesn't look like that we have empty stores. You know, we don't have, but what we have is large buildings that looks empty. You know, we have about 60 buildings in downtown district, and we have about 12 of them that are vacant. So really, if you think about that, that's only an 80% occupancy rate that we have. So really, only 20% is vacant. If you go from the north and south of us, you go to the north end, you can see Hagerstown, Maryland. Hagerstown, you look downtown, I mean, they have a lot more than what we have of empty storefronts. You go to Frederick. Frederick is booming. I mean, Frederick is probably our idol that we want to be in a couple years. Will we ever be that way? We're not sure because, you know, for one thing, what they have going on is they have water going through their downtown. We don't. But we do have a nice fountain now, so maybe it'll encourage people to come downtown and look at that fountain.
We can have a motor.
We can. But we do have somewhat water down by the old foundry, the Matthews Foundry. I mean, we have a property owner that's actually sitting on that property, and you know, you never know. Someday that might be all developed and make it into a nice place where people can come and be excited and have a great lifestyle. But it takes time, it takes efforts, it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of passion. If you go to the north side, to Winchester, we could be like that, but we will never be an outside mall because of Route 11 going through downtown. We can't close off the downtown area. They've been successful because they have an outside downtown mall, but they still do have some empty storefronts. I was up there a couple weeks ago, and they still do. But they have a vibrant nightlife, which we're trying to do in downtown Martinsburg. You know, it takes the property owners, it takes people living upstairs, it takes more restaurants, more businesses to come downtown to be a part of our downtown. You know, our Main Street Martinsburg's mission is really to make a livable efforts to make people excited. That's why we're having Fridays at 5, so that we encourage people to come after work and come downtown or stay downtown if they're working there and enjoy the local musicians, enjoy the local artwork. Enjoy the local things that we have on our banners that local artists have done. It's just encourage them to come downtown to see that we have a vibrant downtown. Is it very vibrant? You tell me, yes or no. Sometimes we feel like, you know, our community's like, oh, there's nothing downtown. It's all these empty storefronts, all these homeless people, all these prostitution. You know, I don't see that every day. Yes, we do have some prostitution. Yes, we do have homeless, but it's not that constant everyday living. We have to be positive and think out of the box and say, you know, it's my community. It's our community, and we want to make sure that it's the best. You know, these local businesses, I mean, they are small business, and you know, small businesses are a backbone of our economy, and they really appreciate you as a customer patronizing them. I mean, they take special efforts and they take special efforts and they really are passionate about what they're selling to the consumer. Do we want big box stores in downtown? That'd be great. However, you know, it takes time, it takes a lot of of hard work to bring some type of big box downtown. There's a survey going around, and some local woman said she would love to have a Starbucks in her downtown district. Who wouldn't? I would love to have a Starbucks downtown, but it takes a lot of credibility, it takes a lot of sustainability, and a lot of effort on their part and on our part. Do they want to come downtown? Probably not, but at least we are working toward that avenue and trying to bring other businesses in downtown. We work closely with the city of Martinsburg, and they've been graciously to work with us and helping us in all that we can. You know, Main Street's budget is made up of a third of membership and sponsors. We are a membership organization, so we encourage people to become a member because it is your community. A third of it does come from our city, from our funding, and we appreciate that as well. And another third comes from our fundraisers. We do a lot of fundraisers in downtown. Bike Night brings a lot of money, but yet we do give back to the community. We do give back to the hospice and the Panhandle. We have a successful chili cook-off. We make money off of that. A lot of our small projects and auctions we put back into our Main Street organization. We have a 15-member board, which all the board members are very passionate about what we are doing and our mission. So, you know, as your community, I encourage y'all to get involved with Main Street, get involved in a committee. You know, it takes all of us to build a vibrant downtown, and hopefully one day it will get there, and it's getting there, but it just takes time and effort. 2 years ago, our governor and the West Virginia Development Office gave out money to organizations in the state of West Virginia to come up with an innovative project. Last 2 years, we've won second place with that. We're bringing in about $10,000. This year's project was an innovative project called University, meaning university with a C-I-T-Y at the end. It's a website that actually we are partnering with a lot of organizations in the community where if somebody can click on something and say, you know, I want to open a business up in downtown Martinsburg, where can I find the planning department or something? They can go to that website, click on that particular question, and it attracts them right to the planning department. Where can I find, you know, historic tax dollars to renovate a roof or to renovate the facade of my building? It tells you that question. You can type it into the website, and it takes you right into that area. We have launched, we have not launched a website, but we have hired a graphic designer. We're working on a website. Now we're actually working with the organizations like the Small Business Development, the Development Authority, Art Berkeley, the Art Center, all these people, and asking them what are their top 10 questions that you get asked every day when someone asks about your organization. So we can actually compile that together and make this website a universal type website where we can really promote it and enhance our community and making it a better place to really shop, dine, and live in downtown. So that was one of our innovative projects for 2011. So we just got word that the governor has given us more money next year to the organizations in Main Street, West Virginia. So we're coming up with another innovative project. But 2 years ago, our innovative project was MVO project, which is it's not vacant, it's opportunity, and that's been very successful because we have been very well received through organizations and putting in different things in different empty storefronts in downtown because it encouraged a consumer to come down and look at what's going on, and they might see something in that window and they might call that organization or make aware that it's there. So it's just being creative, thinking out of the box, but we're very happy to have that. If you notice, all our accomplishments for our organization has a lot going on and continue to go forward with it. We're excited to we'll kick off our new event this year called Chocolate Fest Book Fair. Jerry West is confirmed. He will be here April 28th. We'll be having a luncheon at the Shenandoah Hotel. Tickets will go on sale probably in the next week or so. There will be a cap of 150 or 160, so make sure you call Main Street or get in with CTC or Blue Ridge CTC. Also, we have Chef Roland Mezzane, which is the former White House chef pastry, which will be here doing a demonstration. We're also having a cupcake bake-off, so anybody can make cupcakes. You can win $500 to the best cupcake. So Roland Mezzane will be the judge, and we will have that as our chocolate walk. We'll have participating businesses downtown. You can walk through and taste different types of chocolates. We'll have chocolate tours. We'll have the Paula's actually doing Death by Chocolate on Friday night. We're having all kinds of different things in downtown. And that's just a small part of revitalizing the downtown, is trying to really bring more traffic and more awareness to our downtown. So we're excited to have this big chocolate fest, and hopefully it will continue to grow each year. And being, partnering with Blue Ridge CTC has been a great success in working with them. So I would love to have some questions, answer some questions.
My understanding is that Shepherdstown got rid of their building and occupancy tax, and they've seen their downtown thrive.
Okay.
What about the possibility that the city of Martinsburg would follow suit?
Well, they did do a tax incentive a couple years ago for the business district. However, that's a broad question. Shepherdstown is flourishing because they're a tourist attraction. There's tons of more shops and restaurants than what we have. Personally, I've been downtown Shepherdstown for 4 years as a business owner. I can see it. It's mainly coming out of Washington, D.C. area. Not a lot of locals are shopping, but more of the tourism are coming into play. I need to look into it with the city, but I know with the tax incentive, it has brought in a few more businesses in downtown. The B&O tax for retailers, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I paid it for 15 years, and it is your gross income off. But it's 50 cents on $100. So imagine if someone's coming down and he's spending, $300. That's only $1.50. So somewhat, I think it's a nuisance tax, but yeah, it's a tax that we can really look into, and for a bigger business, broader, like small, Stephen can vouch for. I mean, it is an incentive to bring in larger businesses in the area, but for right now, our downtown can only hold small businesses. I mean, there's really nothing major that can come down to hold a huge, big business. Did I answer your question? Okay, sure. Any other questions?
Is that tax dedicated toward building businesses or attracting?
B&O for the city, it's a B&O tax where it goes back into the fund to help, if we get a major blizzard, downtown's already clean, swept. It takes care of all that type of stuff for that tax. Isn't that right, Mayor? I'm sorry. Sorry to put you on the spot.
It's part of the general revenue budget. It represents about 52% of the budget, and it is reinvested into the community.
I wonder if there's not some way to make those things clearer, because there's a general antipathy toward taxes and taxation. But if people know that that funds are being expended specifically to take care of problems that will help promote things, I think that helps.
And that's our direction for that university website, to ask that type of questions, because people do ask that, why are we paying B&O tax? And that will be on that website as well, to help people, encourage them.
I don't know if everybody understands, the B&O tax is not paid by the people that come in as customers like the sales tax is. The
Right.
B&O tax is paid by the merchant. So the merchant, when he's opening business and setting his prices, can pretty much tack on to his markup what he needs to cover that tax, so that it's really insignificant when you come down to it. That when you go in there and buy something, you're not paying an extra tax.
No, you're not, but it is on your gross income. But your sales tax is also involved as that in that as well. So it does come off of your gross income.
But if I, as somebody who's paying that tax, realize that that tax is going to something that's going to specifically benefit the expansion of my business, I'm a lot happier to do that. But if I don't know, that when things are lost in the general fund, sometimes you're.
Well, I've talked to a lot of the merchants downtown, and they're somewhat okay with the B&O tax. I mean, they know they have to pay it, and it's part of their makeup and their business. So, I mean, it's just bringing in new people into the community and explaining that to them. That is part of the process.
And I might add too that Martinsburg is not the only municipality in the state of West Virginia. As a matter of fact, I don't know any municipality, maybe two in the state of West Virginia, that does not have the B&O tax. It's a necessary evil for municipalities to survive and return that money that's on that business back to the community.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Has there been any thought on any walking parks or exercise parks, family get-together areas other than the square for downtown Martinsburg?
Well, I know last year we partnered with Heritage Days, with the Historic Society, and with Trailblazers, and we actually organized our first annual Heritage Day 5K walk. Encourage people to come downtown and walk that historic route. Trailblazers are also working throughout the county with some trails, but nothing really downtown. But we are planning that again for this year, which is May 12th.
What I'm more or less asking is to bring family down with children and things like that, to play areas. Like there's a nice little green area down by the train station. That would be nice to have a little swing set area, something like that, where the family can walk different places downtown, even next to the bank where you have the Martinsburg Santa House. That little area.
That little area.
Have a couple little, you know, play things there for people to walk through downtown with their children and stop and let them play.
I mean, and that we could bring that up to our committee, but you know, everything that we have to do for downtown, we have to approve it by the city council. So I will make a note of that. And you know, we do encourage activities for kids to come downtown. Like we're having our egg toss April 7th, the day before Easter. So we do encourage families and kids to come down to do that and participate in that. Last year we had over 75 kids that came down and threw an egg toss. So this year I feel privileged to we'll be on our south lawn of our new town square instead of on our gravel parking lot. So like the White House. So
Randy, how many coats were given out at Christmas time?
this year we had we partner with actually a few people in the community. Christmas tree lighting, we noticed previous years that we had some really needy children that actually needed coats and hats and gloves. So our board of directors went together and donated a lot of hats and gloves and coats. And we actually gave out probably close to about 150 coats and hats this year. So, you know, we are giving back to the community. Just, you know, even though we're trying to bring in money and bring in funds and be awareness, we also are giving back to the community. So it was well received, and hopefully we'll continue to do that as well.